Howdy, folks. Today we're talking about the AR-15. You know, America's favorite four-letter rifle. Some call it America's rifle. Others, that gun that keeps showing up in headlines. Love it or hate it, this gun's got stories to tell. By the end of this deep dive, you'll know its history, why kids on TikTok joke pew pew, and why even Barbie might want one in pink. Yes, really. We'll also crack a few jokes along the way because, well, it's 2025 and you can't make literally everything deadly serious. This here is the classic AR-15 you've heard so much about. It's basically the civilian semi-automatic cousin of the US military's M16. It was designed in the late 1950s by Eugene Stoner for Armalite, a little-known company that specializes in making high-tech guns. The goal was to create a lightweight, easy-to-carry infantry rifle. Think aluminum and high-strength plastics instead of heavy wood and steel. By 1962, it was adopted by the U.S. Air Force, now dubbed the M16. The Army got it a few years later, and it became the jungle gun of Vietnam after they fixed some early jamming issues. So yes, the AR-15 was literally born in the Cold War era and cut its teeth in Vietnam. Now, quick myth-busting moment, in case you always wondered, AR and AR-15 does not mean assault rifle or automatic rapscallion, as some headlines might make you think. It just means Armalite rifle, after the original manufacturer. Armalite didn't even name it Armalite Rifle 15, but apparently AR-15 sounded cooler than Marksmanship 3000. Yep, the name is misleading. It looks and feels very military, but this model is semi-auto, one pull, one shot. Full auto machine gun versions are the ones you can't buy on the civilian market. But despite the confusion, the AR-15 is actually built for precision and comfort. CBS News calls it a practical, well-made weapon that weighs only about 5 pounds and is easy to shoot accurately, even at long ranges. In other words, you don't need the Hulk to aim this thing, just a decent trigger finger.
You'll often see AR-15s in movies and video games. Think Call of Duty, action blockbusters, even cartoons. A CBS News report noted it's basically the gun of choice in Hollywood and gaming. Seriously, if you've ever watched an explosion montage, chances are someone was wielding an AR-15. Apparently, it's the James Bond car of the firearms world, sleek, iconic, and featured on enough screens to make a Marvel crossover jealous. But real-life fame can be dark. Unfortunately, the AR-15 has been at the center of some of America's worst mass shootings. Guardian sums it up. It's one of the most popular rifles in the U.S., with close to 25 million in civilian hands, and it has been used in high-profile shootings, from Uvalde and Parkland to Las Vegas and Orlando. That's a grim part of the story, and no, I'm not glorifying it, just stating facts. It's something we can't ignore when talking about this weapon's place in our culture. Okay, let's lighten up. On the bright side, no pun intended, AR-15s are crazy customizable. Dan Eldridge from ABC7 Chicago perfectly called it the Mr. Potato Head of the gun world. You can snap on a flashlight, switch the stock, swap grips, change the color. It's like Lego pieces for adults who like to build and feel tough. People have ARs in every color of the rainbow: pink camo, unicorn patterns, even glitter finishes. I mean, what's next? An AR with a tiara? Heck, even at fan conventions there are wild AR creations, like this Lego replica. Someone literally built an AR-15 out of plastic bricks. It looks like something Lego Batman would assemble. It's proof that this rifle has a cult following we never expected. You could say, if you give Americans enough Lego, we'll make anything, even an AR-15. Now, why did this gun become so popular? Partly because it's super practical. Gun experts note it's light, has low recoil, and is very accurate, perfect for both sport shooters and, tactical types. Plus, after a long ban on assault weapons from 1994 to 2004, the AR-15 became a symbol of Second Amendment rights. Some saw it as political overreach, so owning an AR-15 felt rebellious and patriotic at the same time. Once the ban expired in 2004, manufacturers jumped back in. AR-15s have been flying off shelves. There's even a tongue-in-cheek bill floating in Congress to make the AR-15 our official national gun. I guess if Congress can pick a state bird, they might as well pick a state rifle, right?
Bottom line, there are millions out there, likely in your neighborhood. A Reuters report says over 28 million AR-style rifles are in U.S. circulation now. So if you see another AR owner at the grocery store ammo aisle, just nod and say, pew pew. They'll get it. Meanwhile, gun culture around the AR-15 has its own flavor. Some people even named their ARs, like Sprinkles the AR-15. Yes, really, one YouTuber did. Former Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann calls hers her favorite gun for its accuracy. And of course, memes abound, everything from bumper stickers, come and take it with an AR silhouette, to tie pins for Republicans. It's become a symbol in both blue and red America, depending on who's talking. In conservative pockets, you'll see AR art on flags and coffee mugs, and Rep. Lauren Boebert famously posted pictures of herself and her kids holding AR-15s. Yikes, the family photo album has gotten wild these days. Spawn with AR-15 equipped. Yes, it's even in gaming culture. But let's not pretend this is a toy. Real soldiers used variants of this design too. The U.S. military still carries M16 and M4, a carbine version of the same platform, into combat. In fact, as Britannica notes, by 2010, the Army had pretty much transitioned to the M4 carbine, which is like a shorter, more maneuverable AR. Marines still used the longer M16A4 well into the 2000s. So when grunts in Iraq and Afghanistan talk about their M4, they're basically talking AR-15 lineage. Real-life soldiering versus Dame Pew Pew. Big difference, right? Soldiers appreciate it for low weight and high ammo capacity, though they'll tell you it's not as glamorous as a laser-sighted Hollywood weapon. And hey, for our lighter side, you know how kids on TikTok do pew-pew with their fingers? Try imagining that with a real AR's rate of fire, up to 800 rounds per minute. That's not a cartoon sound, that's a fire hose of lead. Suddenly, the pew-pew joke loses some appeal when you remember it can do real damage. So there you have it. The AR-15 is a rifle with a rock star resume. It started as a nifty military prototype, became the U.S. Army's jungle gun, then hit civilian stardom as a customizable gadget gun. It sparked debates, inspired memes, even led to fanboys building Lego replicas. And somewhere out there, for every person rolling their eyes at gun politics, someone else is rolling out a new custom AR with a glitter finish. So next time you hear AR-15, remember it's Armalite's rifle, not All-Out Rage 15. It's a piece of history that's still being written. And on that note, I think I'll sign off before I get memed as the guy who said anymore, or I'll need a Cerakote spray. Stay safe, stay informed, and if an AR-15 shows up at your door, you call 911 or give it a hug. Either option's fine, really. Thanks for watching.